Evening to you or wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 526th edition of InvestData Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, I'll tell you that the global market on the first full trading week for the month of July, the second half of the year, market has opened on a mixed direction in this matured market. As market reacting to what? To tariff decision of US. Most of these markets are very cautious as Trump have announced that they will start issuing later to their trade partners as from today as regard the tariff. Those that have successfully negotiated on the tariff fine, but for those now, that means from here going to the future, we to see how this tariff is going to create new opportunity for some companies and economy, and while also some will be panicking. All this will be playing out between now and end of the year to see how the global economy also will adjust to this new tariff season that is coming up from US. And US have kind of put this tariff to remain in charge in most of the things, but let's see how other domain or other countries across the globe will adjust to this at the end of the day. But good thing is that, as I always say in this class, that you must understand what works for your environment, the economy where you are, and also follow the policies there because statements, policies, earnings, news, all has the word for us influencing sentiment. Once you look at your chart very well, your chart will give you an insight to what you are trying to do in that regard. That means you must not look away from your chart anytime, any day, especially in this market that was delayed. In a volatile market like this across the globe, you need to pay attention to your chart at any given time to stay ahead of the market. That is the only way you can make profit. Yes, our topic today is how to trade profitably using multiple time frame in your making a decision. We're coming to that after we have seen what is happening globally. As we speak, I'll tell you that Asia stocks are looking southward as a result of what Trump tariff warning, and also as a Reserve Bank of Australia also said to what rate costs remain focused at this hour in that domain. Knowing that China is one of the biggest economy in that region. As we speak now, don't forget that the BRICS summit is ongoing, and comment also at the time that they're facing a high tariff trade, a higher trade tariff. But all this will be discussed in their meeting to signal the next direction, and this is what has put most players in this domain in this state. All of them have been skeptical about the tariff issue, and this way they are treated with caution. And not only that, it's extended to other markets, but some are looking up gradually or marginally. But because of the state of the market, we're seeing that investors are watching in this environment to see exactly where they are. Really, okay, in Australia, with all focus on what on their central bank meeting to see how to expect the widely expected rate cut further to see how we're going to support their stocks and also the market in that region. And I believe that is why we're seeing because of the Trump starting that countries in this world will also be having a 50% higher. These are the things that we believe is going to put some pressure. But I believe that most economies also have also put eyes and things together to make sure that the effect of this in the economy is not much. But that's why you need to also pay attention as a trader or investor. Most of the indexes in that region are down as to speak because I believe in India where you have a initial uptrend, but to speak now, but a marginal kind of loss in that market at this time. And Japan also have shared about 0.5 as we speak now. Also South Korea, we're seeing all this South Korea market is flat as we speak now. These are the things, but Australia stock also deep with a rate focused, a rate cut focused in that the market is also looking red as we speak. For July, we believe that if this July that Reserve Bank of Australia can cut about 25 basis points down this year again. If that is okay, let's see how it goes. But I believe that these are after the kickoff easing a cycle in February early this year, and that trend continue, and the is going to also support in this season where we see that tariff is going to trigger a lot of pressure on some, while also with relatively stable crude oil price that we're seeing, whether it will support the central banks this easing path most of them are following, or they're going to be reversal in the nearest future. This for Australia. But as we go back to see what is happening also in Europe market, don't forget that Europe and Asia has a kind of relationship in terms of market, in terms of trade, even also with the US. But as we speak now, I'll tell you that European stocks are mixed also. Trade deals also decline, deadline approach. As they, these are the things also that is shaping market in that region as we speak. Monday that open on a mixed manner, I would say that, or a mixed, as investor await US no deadlines put on the 19th for war for trade agreement with great deals, of uncertainties, and these are the things I will tell you earlier. And this deadline has drawn attention, and all eyes, and like I said earlier, is still on war. But also, some are likely to kick off from what from August 1st. That means between now and August 1st, another opportunity for partners also to negotiate, even when they write the letter. But I know that all the tariff effect from left and right are likely to kick off from effectively from August 1st. But after this letter, another partners also be replying and also be stating their own position. But I believe that let's see how they're going to manage. But also in that Europe, I think that Germany being one of the biggest economy there, I think that yes, production improved in the month of May. It's also a good news for that region. I can see that the consistent rate cut, however, by ECB, that will also as the work also influencing our seeing positive production output now as we speak. Even also we're seeing some corporate merger also buying into one company, although we're seeing that in the corporate sector, the France software firm is also looking at said that it's going to enter or acquire a New York listed a certain firm. This also is about $3.3 billion. That's see what it is. This acquisition is also what really also supporting that market as we speak. Even that also for me is a good one. Even on some result that came like share result that came, whether it's a weaker Q2 number that was driven by low trading performance, and it's gas and chemical production segment as we speak. But also the crude oil price also traded after OPEC lifted the word production. So that Monday today was seeing that oil crude oil price are looking a bit that will just drop marginally to around $68.18 as we speak now. Notice the current price of it, even as OPEC has also lifted what lifted the production. And these are the things we also expect to see in the market in this period. If you go to US also as now US market is looking somewhat lower with with the deadline of tariff focused over there. The market is looking also red as we speak. These are the state of the market right now in that position. As we speak also, I think that the market also searching for a clear direction with with all this up and down movement of tariff agenda here and there. But Trump suggests that the US is also going to close to not finalizing all the deals. And later we'll start studying, like I've said earlier, by 9th of July. But effective, will start from August 1st. But US market, all their indices are down as we speak. And gold is down by 49 basic points now, representing 0.3 down, followed by S&P down by 0.5 and Nasdaq also down by 0.5. Well, I said that this three movement bridge were also closed flat on Friday because of the public holiday. But following the rebound, we are seeing a high volatility in the first quarter, also that in the first half of the year. That also is likely to see in this second half again, as the market hopes to see a clear direction on tariff. Even where pause here and there, let's see how it's going to affect. Even as Trump were trying to extract levy on the BRICS nation. Let's see how all this is going to play out. And also, don't forget that last week that Amos also have moved to how about a plan to form a new party to make in US not only two-party country now. These are the things as Trump also looking at what the game on for. These are the things that also looking for that that domain. Also, oil price continue to as I said earlier, continue to kind of trend down, up and down, moving on. As a slide, to remain flat this month, there's a lot of OPEC announcing a plan to increase output more than expected in August. That's back of sign that also the market is, as we speak now, over supplied, and that will likely keep prices relatively low, and that will be a plus for some economy wide for some producing economy to go. If the oil price can rally up That's a plus for what? A producing economy. Another economy will hit up with level. Now, if crude oil remain relatively low, and that will make some economy also look good as well. And don't forget that the job report that we saw last week for this, economy was not up at all at all. Come back to Africa. Africa, my country. If you go to Africa, my continent, you can see that yes, we are seeing an improvement in that this region, and I'll tell you that nearly all all the countries in this continent are recording improved economic performance, and also their market is also reflecting it. I'll tell you that for the week that under review, we saw that Kenya market, Kenya, Mali, Nigeria, Ghana, Rwanda, all of them, Morocco, all these companies close the market closed in green. For me, it's a plus for Africa, even South Africa. That means our market is coming, Africa market is coming up because funds are entering Egypt and all. Tunisia, all these markets are looking up. Tunisia was flat. You can see that this is a good news for Africa market. That even Botswana, for me, that is good for us, and it shows that yes, South Africa was up. It shows that this is what we expect. But today, as we speak now, African market remain mixed, and most of them are in green in this hour as we speak. Coming down to NGS, where we play actively, I'll tell that NGS is looking good at this hour because the market is up, extending almost the rally that continued last week after the market experienced some missed performance previous growth. But I said that on Friday, where the market formed what we call a double top, even within a consolidation region, but now to speak, there's already ready to a breakout because index has created a new level of about as we speak now. Index is trading 21,229.6. That means market is up by 225, representing 0.2% in the green. I will tell you this is a good news. And as we speak now, we're seeing that we're having a 45 advancers in the market and 19 losers at this hour. Good for Nigerian market. You can see that the buy interest and funds take in the market ahead of any season, ahead of macroeconomic data, especially the consumer price index, is what we're expecting to continue to know. And investors see that nothing has changed, but to see a better earnings. If that is achieved, our market is likely to also to continue in the up. For me, it's a good news for our market as we speak. And we quickly look at the live market because before now, I tried to, yeah, it's back now. Good. No, that's why we're talking. Let me go to the live market now. You can see what I'm telling you. You can see the index moving. Once it break out this region, you can already hear it. A breakout of this level will give us a new uptrend to a new all-time high again. For me, it's a good one for the market. After pullback, I see the recovery here and recovering on a quick volume. You can see down here is a good one for our market, and that's why I say we should not joke this market. And shop well and shop into right stocks, and that stock will give you value at the end of the day. Yes, before we go to discussing our topic for today, I'll tell you that we're having a 45 gainers and 19 losers. The top 5 gainers are speaking is Ella Lake leading, followed by UPC right and Triple G there, and also Resta and Maya. These are the 5 top gainers. On the loser side, we are seeing profit taking in Soon Assurance, UPDC, Universal Press, and the Beja Paint. Lastly, there is for International Energy. And also, these are where we are seeing a profit ticket. Don't forget that it's part of the market. Provides an opportunity for you to buy into value as we speak. For me, it's a good one for the market. No, there's no cost for alarm. Market has good positive momentum. Also, we are seeing it also in the sentiment as being prevailed in the market right now as we speak. Yes, we go back to our topic today before we now come and chat. This some stock, the top gainers and above. Look at the topic today. We're looking at trading profitably using multiple time frame. And I'll tell you that after that, if you really want to choose the right time frame to use, it depends on your investment objective. And also, if you want to see the market on the long run, and also how to buy into the market, you use the longer time frame, because this is telling you activities in the market in different range. And that's why if you want to filter the noise in the market with this range, this time frames from long what we call the higher to lower time frame, it helps you to filter the noise in the market and also give you a direction on a higher time frame to see where the market is going overall, and also to have idea of the support potential and the resistance potential levels of this market. And that helps you to make information whether you are using a weekly chart or you are using a daily chart. You need to know what you want to achieve. because at times I tell you for daily traders, what we use about to look at it for for swing trader to look at 4 hours chart for decision making. But also that is for what for the long run. If you are a daily trader, you can look at using what 5 minutes chart. For the longer time frame to see, but for daily trader, you want to see the market for what for a long of 4 hours, go to 1 hour, cannot go between that to know that when you have that 4 hour chart, give you kind of a wider range. If you are, like you want to do a like 1 month chart, to see, these are things that you want to see in the market. And that's why you must pay attention to what to all this time frame. And that's why I said identifying the overall trend on a higher world time frame. Then use your lower time frame to what for entering and for exit signal is very very important. But aligning them together is also very very important for you to understand the broader trend in the market and approach it what to filter out noise in the market. It's very very important. And identifying also trend or identifying trend setup or setting up what higher probability for trade setup for you to know exactly when to kick in and when also to position. It's very very important. Like I said earlier, in this time frame, we have a higher time frame, we have a medium, we have also the lower time frame. This time frame gives you different information. For lower time frame, you need to pinpoint the perceived entry and exit point, and it could be a 15 minutes, like I mentioned earlier, and 5 minutes of your chart. For those that are doing a daily trade, you can see how to then for those that are doing a weekly trade, you can see also go outside to see what is happening in this regard, to see exactly what to do, because you are in the market to also to make money. You are not there also also to make to watch what is happening. For that, you pay attention to this. It's very very important anytime any day. Once we talk finish, you know exactly that this is where you are looking at. Once you know that you are looking at that, it gives you a lot of what a lot of insight to know exactly what to do as a trader or investor. Once you're able to achieve this, you can move from there to the next level. Now for the medium, I have mentioned for high time frame and the lower time frame. For the medium time frame, you need to analyze the current market phase within that broader trend. And this could be what you can use a daily chart for swing trader and also a 1 hour chart for a daily trader. You can see that they have different time frame for them. But if you are a daily trader, and you are going to chart, if you're a daily trader want to chart, that you can use 4 hours to look at this, but also then for a medium we can look at 1 hour chart as well to look at. Then while for the lower we can use as well as 15 or 5 minutes to look at. You can see that it tells that even though we are doing long term, when we are looking at full year for years, that's a look at can bring it back to quarterly, to monthly, to weekly, to daily, and also to 1 hour, and also to 5 minutes. This time frame will help you to filter the noise in the market and also give you a clear that you can also use it also to form a strategy, which is very, very important. I shall have a top to down button. I have done that top to down button in this class also. We use it to look at a wider range of what we can use. Like I said, if you want to see the uptrend, you want to see for how long it has started and when it's going to stop, have you expressed or if the market is trending or downtrending or kind of the uptrend, you need to understand that with the bottom down, so you can get an idea where the market is going. It's helping to identify if the data is will also to start your top-down analysis. If you are doing top-down analysis, you have to use the higher time frame before you move to what you move to the medium time frame to analyze the current price action within that context also of the higher time frame you have trade value. Now look at the pullbacks explain the consolidation ranges the market at. For example, you can see that this is an uptrend here. Now you have to see this uptrend 1 month. You can say, okay, for example, the highest one can get there is 1 month, 1 month time frame from here. You can see that this is 1 month time frame on this chart. Then you can see that there's time for pullbacks and consolidation also at this point from here to here. For example, let me do this so that you understand what I mean by consolidation. But I know that most of you in this class that are following me all this way, you understand what I mean by consolidation from here to this point. Come here again, pick this one from here, from this point. You can see, okay. At this point, between here to here, because you can see a touch here, then touch back in between the box before there was a breakout. It's also a consolidation. Pullbacks are also, you can see that there's a pullback here before consolidation. Also, you can see that on market is right here, there's a pullback here before you continue. When you use your this time frame, you're able to get all this. That's why after using your starting your top-down analysis with a higher time frame, you move down to what a medium time frame that will help you to to analyze the current price action within the context of your higher time frame, to know the trend, to look out for what the pullbacks, look out for the consolidation, and also the potential reversal pattern is possible where the stock is going. You leave us to chart, you can forecast where it's going, knowing where for its moment, you can see progress. That is very, very important. You now move to use your the lower time frame to identify the specific entry and exit point based on what your candlestick pattern, your technical indicators, or other trading signal that align with the higher time frame that you are coming down from. That is how to use your your multiple time frame to better your what to call the the market time frame, because you want to make profit. These are the things that will help you to make informed decision that will help you to make profit at the end of the day. You must pay attention to all these kind of analysis. Paying attention to it is very, very important, because we are using a different time frame. It helps you to identify uptrend, also to mark your support and your resistance level, in a very way that it is easier for you to read. And also the 4 hours chart, like I said, also for a median, you look for what the price pullback or to support level where it comes. When you are within that range, you are looking at entering long-term position when prices break out what resistance, and with what also even when it's a pullback, targeting the next resistance level. You won't know what to do, and that is why you must play this market with the information, looking at what your chart, because sentiment, information, news, everything will be reflected on the chart. But when you pay attention to it, it becomes easier for you, because you already filter the noise in the market to what your different time frame. Then it helps you to manage, also to manage risk. Now, managing risk at this point that you need to look at, use your stop loss here, and also your stop order, to mean that you take your profit when it take profit at your profit hit target based on on your trade plan, and that's what that's your reward risk ratio, which also we will discuss in this class. You must know exactly when to take profit. Don't say because market is going up. No, you have set a goal before you enter. That is why it's good to also align with your goal, so that you can stay ahead of the market anytime, any day. Back to our daily chart, so that we can look at the top market performance right now to see where the market is going, and the momentum behind this was we need to pay attention to it, because it's very, very important for us as a trader or investor. We must pay attention to this anytime, any day, because that is the only way trader and investor can also make money in the market. You see that after the market has formed a V shape now, and this V shape, we call it also is a bullish shape. When you see a bullish V in any chart, but you can see that a pullback upward. Okay, you can see that we said before that this is a consolidation range. It's about to break out this recent range, and put it happen, that is a new trend, because this is strong resistance that the market touch. It form almost a resistance there. That's why we call it ceiling in technical analysis, or we call it a roof at the technical analysis. That's the point it gets to and stop. Then at this point again, we are trying to see that the market comes auto. Let's take it up here. Yeah, you can see it here. Then you now draw another one, draw like as I did earlier. This also can say at this point, you can see that you can say this is a correct group. But if you check what has happened so far in the market, even when this is a long, a daily, candlestick, with all the pullbacks, it didn't break down that's the level at a pan, because it formed a double bottom here and here. You see that market have reversed up. So I think that you must pay attention to when you are trading, because they are very, very important when it comes to what you're making your investment decision. It's very, very key. Yes, let's call other indicator to see the other performance before our time investment. Even though we have exceeded our time, but because of clarity, let's quickly look at money flow. What is money flow saying at this point is very, very important. That's why money flow is already reading almost getting to 70. We didn't know as at Friday, and today you can see how to watch this trend. Look at your T line. T line, I see that the market is above the T line, which is also aligned with what our expectation. That one day that you see market above the T line, there is strength in the market as we speak. And finally, we call our MACD for momentum. And use others to like RSI for momentum, but for this class, I think we're using a MACD, and as well for clarity and for better understanding. You can see your MACD already telling us that there's a divergence here. You can see that MACD has come bearish, on a daily chart. You can see that while market is going up, money flow is looking up. Also, it's a time for you also to call for caution. Also, you can look at a 1 hour chart to see 1 hour is also getting to that bearish trend. Consider this histogram is coming down while the money flow is almost flat at 62 above 50. I can see here it is also to consider where the market is going. Already was seeing a signal from what from the histogram here that where the market is going. Finally, before we call it a day, let's look at all these stocks that I just gained recently. Let's take for example for Resta. Resta, those that are in the class over the weekend, I discussed something on Resta. If you are in this class, remember I will say something about Resta. Quick look at the Resta, what is happening in Resta now. Let's quickly look at it, and we'll see the momentum, how far it's going to go. It's a good one that we are in this class together. You can see, let's see for it, you can see the trend. It's above almost, it has breaking out the last resistance level here around the 88 naira 37. It's a new high that it's making now, and MACD is showing that where the stock is coming. When you saw this MACD, it's a sign, and already the blue one across the world, the red one, that's the momentum is in the stock above also 50. Funds are entering the stock. You can see if you continue, this stock goes to cross 10 naira heading to 12 naira. For those that are in this stock, I think it's opportunity for it to go. For those that want to jump to it, have to trade with caution. Yet their dividend announcement was around 35 kobo, if I'm correct, but I guess that was what they announced. Then another one that created opportunity for you to buy was so UPDC pulling back ahead of their what, ahead of their half year result. So to look at how far will this stock go down so that you know exactly what to do. This is time to use opportunity of this pullback to jump into this stock. You need to ask yourself, and this is how to trade any market you are involved. Here you can see that the stock got as high almost above 5 naira before pulling back today on profit taking. And you can see the volume that also pulling back, almost the same volume that took it up. For me, I'm not afraid that the stock can have the potential to go back. For those that are yet to enter, pullback is an opportunity. But target until this stock break this T line, T line out. As a speed that the momentum the stock is still very very tight, despite pulling back on profit taking. Need to also watch and see how far the stock will go. It's not that touch as high as almost 5 naira I think over this morning before pulling back to what we are saying now. There's no cause for alarm. Let's keep our finger crossed. Like I told you earlier, that you can see what is happening in PZ. Gradually, it's coming up after pulling back on Friday. Now, this opportunity, you've seen the market going up. It's time to buy into value at the right time. On this note, I'll say thank you. See you next Wednesday, midweek, by God bless. Bye.